and welcome back. So we are on day 4 of this challenge. So what I've decided to do is just check in every few days. It's like completely unrealistic for me to check in every single day. And what I've realized too is that I've got the aircon on, so I hope that's okay. Also, do you know what I did today? I bought a mic. I bought it today, but I haven't set it up. So hopefully the next video I'll have a mic, so I'm getting all profesh on you guys. But yeah, what I kind of like was thinking is that it's having these days in between allows me to ruminate on whatever I'm feeling as well. And then it kind of allows me to talk about the topic and any other thoughts that come through. So I'm so excited about where this is all going and how this is going to change and evolve over time. And I really want you guys to get involved. So please like DM me, chat to me on Instagram and let me know like what you're thinking, what you're feeling, and if these are resonating and all those kinds of things. So it's been 2 days. So you can see it's drying still. This is my painting at the moment. So we've got the pink day 1, the orangey yellow day 2, and then this blue color is still drying. You can see all the water that's still drying. This is a vulnerability. Okay, this is what I've been feeling majorly over the last couple of days. So this is layer 3, layer 4, and I know that as this year goes, I'm not even going to remember what numbers and days it is. Layer 4 is the word trust. Okay, so let me talk about this. And I deliberately made this blue vulnerability come in from the side because it's like creeping in ever so slowly. And what happened was I posted these videos all excited, and then I was like, okay, well, like Instagram is obviously where you guys hang out and where I am able to kind of share things with you. And I shared it, and holy freaking moly, I wasn't ready for the vulnerability hangover that I was about to go through. And it actually surprised me because of how excited I actually was about doing this. And then I was like, I questioned everything. And I was like, what the hell am I doing? Who the hell do I think I am? Why am I even doing this? Like, no one's gonna fucking care about this. Like, oh my God. And then I'm like, this is a stupid idea. Oh my brain went into the most negative spiral, and I was ruminating in it for a while, and I just kept, every few hours I said to my husband, what am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. And oh my God, like just this flurry of emotions came over me. And then I realized that this is part of the process. And I feel very proud of myself in the way that I have done so much work on myself over the years. I'm a massive self-help guru. I love self-help books. I love self-help spiritual podcasts. Anything that allows me to grow and develop and become a better version of myself is something that I'm always trying to do. And I also know that I can only call in my desires by actually changing my inner world, because I truly believe that, or I know that our external reality is simply a reflection of our internal reality. And so if I'm constantly changing my inner stories, then that's going to change my outer stories and what is then attracted to me. So it's something I'm always working on. And because of the work I've done, I could see what was happening, and I understood that this was part of the process. And even though like it's not any easier on me, and I still feel all the feelings and the emotions of, you know, vulnerability and shame and judgment and all these negative emotions, or these lower vibrational emotions, I'm able to, there's one side of my soul or brain or whatever that is kind of going, okay, no, this is part of the process. You need to go through this. And so therefore I'm able to kind of coach myself through it. And something that, as I was coming to the end of the day and I was really like trying to coach myself through this, was that in order to grow, and in order to grow, we have to step out of our comfort zone, because when we're in our comfort zone, nothing happens. We just keep seeing the same patterns and the same things over again, and we wonder why things aren't changing, and we wonder why we're not growing, and we wonder why new opportunities aren't coming to us. And it's because we just keep reverting to our comfort zone. This is completely out of my comfort zone. This is something that 2025 me would have been like, yeah, no, you're not doing that. And so because this was such a big leap for me, of course these vulnerability feelings are going to come up. And it's just a matter of going, this is part of the process, and it's actually a sign that I'm stepping out of my comfort zone and I'm growing and I'm moving into a new identity. And I reached out to my mentor about this, and I shared the idea with her and whatnot, and she was like, that's so cool, blah, blah, blah. And she was really happy and proud of, that I followed these pings and everything. And she said to me, and I said to her, oh my God, like the anxiety, the vulnerability, like my stomach is in knots over doing this. And she's like, yeah, that's normal. You should be feeling that. Like, it would be weird if you weren't feeling that. And she also said how, like, it would be a way worse of a situation if you didn't do this. Imagine that you didn't take the leap. Imagine you didn't listen to your intuition. Imagine you didn't follow the joy. Like, that's the real, like, downside here. And I was like, oh my God, you're so right. And that was like, yeah, really what I needed to hear. And a few of you reached out to me as well. And I was really appreciative of that as well. But I just wanted to share like that real honest process, because, and the vulnerability doesn't just last a day. Like, this will probably be all year as I grow and shift and change and try new things and whatnot. So I let that be permission for you to be able to go through that and allow yourself to go through that, and also allow yourself to see that as a real positive change, because it means you're growing and shifting and getting out of your comfort zone, and that can only lead to more positive things, because you're changing, and that's what we want to do. We want to grow and we want to change. So after this vulnerability hangover, and I'm still kind of not over it, but I'm kind of just pushing through it, then came, like, I guess, this feeling of, well, it came to you for a reason, you're just following it. I've always learnt ever since probably, I guess, like, we all have this like inner knowing and this inner trust system, and I'm like, I've just got to lean into trust. Like, I just have to trust that this is right, and I choose to trust it. I choose to have faith around it. And funnily enough, I went for a walk yesterday, and I was listening to a podcast, and they were talking about like this kind of concept, but they were saying that, I think Bob Proctor has a quote about, like, we can, I don't even know how the quote goes, but I feel like I need to find it. But it was something along the lines of, like, we can put all our attention into faith, and we can put all our attention into fear. You choose. You just get that choice. And I'm like, yeah, I choose faith. I choose trust. I choose positivity. I choose growth. Like, and I feel like when it comes to these things, we simply get to choose. Like, or we can easily go into fear. What's everyone going to say? What's everyone going to think? I don't know, like, all the negative things, we can easily go into that. But we also have a choice not to, and we can go into the positive feelings. And so I chose the word trust, because I'm like, I'm just trusting that this is positive, and this is what, and I've always been kind of an optimistic kind of person. So that's what I choose, because we all get a choice, right? So yeah, I wanted to share that with you today, because I thought that was very poignant, given, trying new things and having new goals going into the new year. So I'd love to hear how you guys are feeling about that, and you know, like if there's anything you're navigating going into the year, like fearing it or having self-doubt around it, but really stepping into vulnerability and stepping out of your comfort zone and trusting that you're following something that lights you up, because that's always, I believe it's always going to lead you somewhere. And even if that's just for internal growth, then that's going to be represented in your outside world as well. Oh my God, there's so much I could say about positive thinking and, you know, how our thoughts create our reality, but I feel like maybe that's for another video. What else was I going to say? So yeah, today, like, I guess if, you know, just insight into my creative business life stuff. We had a planning day today, my husband and I, so I'm actually home by myself just for a tiny bit until the kids get home from their grandparents. But we had a planning day today, and that was really exciting. I'll show you like the yearly planner that we've got. So this is the yearly planner we used. I won't show you too closely because it's not that really exciting for you guys. So what we did first and foremost is we put in all the school holidays. I mentioned that in the other video. That's the first thing we do, is look at all the school holidays so we know how to work around that. The next thing we do is put in when we want to have a holiday. We've actually loosely put in this because we are torn between two different locations at the moment, and I'll explain in a minute because it actually all depends on what I'm going to do professionally. But then my husband is also a runner, so we've actually popped in a few like running events that he's going to be doing, that he's going to be working towards. And as far as the travel thing, something that I really feel called to do this year, and look, it might be this year into next year, but it's travel with work. And I've mentioned that just because it feels so strong and alive in me right now. And so yeah, that's something that I'm navigating. I'm looking at a couple of creative retreats overseas. My husband and I love Europe so much. We've both been over there twice, and we would love to go back with the kids. And so there's, depending on what happens with creative retreat, possible work opportunities may depend on where we end up holidaying. So we're kind of leaving that open, and I need to look into a few things as well. So, and then the next part of our planning, because we spoke about everything for about 2 hours, did a big whiteboard up, took a photo of the whiteboard, and then my next step is to actually put a visual mood board together. So I'm actually going to go onto Pinterest and get a whole heap of images relating to our goals, print them out, and then actually do a mood board that will go in our bedroom that we look at every single morning. So something that, and I might talk about this in a later video as well, but something that I've really been getting into the habit of doing is some sort of manifestation process in the morning. So this is going to really help that practice of like having a visual mood board there, really looking into it, really feeling into it. That's the secret of manifestation, is feeling like you've already done it, and feeling those feelings of having gratitude for already having those things and already have done those things and already doing those things. So that's something that I'll be feeling into each morning when I look at that mood board. And something that we're going to do for the first time this year is actually do a mood board for our kids as well. So they've spoken to me yesterday about what they would love to achieve this year, and so I'm going to do a little mood board up for each of them and just introduce them to this process, because I think it's a really supportive process. And my husband and I were both like, we never had this as kids, so it'd be cool for our kids to, have things that they want to do and want to work towards in the year. And it's just small things like, little activities that they want to do and things like that. But I think it's a really good, life practice to get into. So I just thought I'd share that because it's fun sometimes to see how other people plan out their years. But if you know me, I talk about I'm not actually normally a huge planner. I'm normally feel into the year and feel what feels alive in me, what feels like it's going to come my way this year. And I'm definitely a feeler as opposed to a logical planner. But also I think when you're you know, working with other people. It helps to put things down and you know, really like lock in dates and things like that to help. So yeah, anyway, however you want to do it is perfect. But I just think, yeah, having an insight into other people's planning process can be fun. So that's it for me today. Thank you for being here. Like I said, like come over to my Instagram, DM me, say hello. I'll be really, excited to hear about like what your big plans are for the year and any questions that you have for me that you'd like me to talk about. I plan on like changing up the scenery of the videos. Like I said, I'm going to get a mic, and yeah, I've got like some cool ideas of what I could actually do with these videos. So if there's anything specific that you'd like me to talk about, show you, I don't know. I'm all ears because I'm really open to see how this goes. So I will talk to you soon. Bye.